going to give ourselves a self-defense type of focus tonight. And the reason that that is different than, roll your shoulders back, than a karate focus is because it has a very different mindset to it, right? A karate focus is sort of like a balance between offensive and defensive, and self-defense is more preservation, survival, and defense, right? And the difference is, the major switch difference is that in a karate sparring scenario, I punch you, you punch me, I punch you back, you kick me, I block. Like there's this back and forth. But in a self-defense situation, the most important legal term you need to know is the phrase proportionate response. And that just means equal, right? So if I use words to harm you, you can use words to defend yourself. If I use a weapon to try to harm you, you can use a weapon to defend yourself. If I use a grab, you know, if I use physical force, you can use physical force. But the rules of proportionate response and self-defense also dictate that as soon as you're safe, you have to get away. You can't stay and become the aggressor, right? Because then you're the bad guy, okay? So one of the, I don't know, there's probably three or four major things that are important when you're thinking about self-defense. One is awareness, right? Trying not to ever get in a fight is much better than getting in a fight and having to defend yourself. So being aware of your surroundings. And right now we could say that wearing a mask is good self-defense, right? It's just smart to protect yourself in that way. It's such a simple thing. It's preventive in nature. And if you just take the effort, you protect yourself, right? All right, so awareness of the situation, physical defensive tactics should they be needed, and getting away, right? And a little bit of knowledge. The one reason I don't really like teaching self-defense courses is because they're really scary. At the adult level, they're just really scary. All you do is talk about like all the bad guys and all the bad stuff that can happen, and it's really like, it's scary, all right? So let's just start. We're gonna step back. We're gonna use our Shutos, and we're gonna do something that I don't normally do. If I do self-defense training, I don't actually usually train both sides. So I'll be a little karate-esque. We'll train both sides because there's some right-handed people out there and some left-handed people, okay? So step back, and you're gonna use your Shuto strike, but you're gonna do it as a universal signal of stop, ready? Now, if you're in a location where you can yell, go right ahead, like either stop or no or stay back. I'll give you the choice. You can do what you want, or you can be quiet because, you know, like your family's just gonna be like, what is going on up there? All right, so ready? Each, ni, song, chi, go, rook, stay back, sich, hutch, ku, ju. Try the other side. And now the purpose of this stance is I am this distance to my attacker, right, or my aggressor, and simply stepping back puts part of my body at a distance and heads me, in this case, for me, it heads me toward the door. It's not gonna in this case. All right, so step back, shoot down, look at them, right, burn them a little, singe them a little with your eyes. Ready, each, nay, song, chi, go, rook, sich, hutch, stay back, ku, say it like you mean it, ju, us, right? Another piece of self-defense is use words and meaning together. Don't say, stay back, say it like you mean it. Okay, now, we're gonna start here, and we're gonna go with a reverse punch. Right to the nose, so you're gonna go, stay back, boom. And you're just gonna take a reverse punch and drive it to the face, okay? My self-defense philosophy is I am never gonna have to run away from anyone because I'm slow. So, drop them to the ground, you can walk away. You know that. All right, step back, stay back, turn into a really good reverse punch. Set your feet, drive up a little, assume that the bad guy's just a little bit taller than you. Ready? Each. Really pivot those hips into the punch. Knee, back stance, front stance. Go up. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hatch. Ku. Ju. Oots. Good. Other side. Step back. Punch. Step back. Punch. The other reason I don't like teaching little self-defense classes is because I think that the quality is in the repetitions so that you have more choices. By being in a karate class, you increase your self-defense awareness because you have the repetitions behind your techniques. All right, so step back, pivot into a good driving punch. Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hatch. Ku. Head up. Confident look. Ju. No. All right, good. Now, one of the biggest parts of self-defense is knowing that you are worth defending, that you have value beyond measure. No one has a right to hurt you for any reason. Okay, now, let's do an elbow strike. A lot of us think about distance as safety, but sometimes being close is when you're, especially when you're littler than the person, okay? So I want you to change your thinking around what's good and what's bad, right? If Bob's standing there threatening me with words, all I can use is words to defend myself. I can't punch him in the face till he grabs me, right? But if he grabs me, I can do all kinds of stuff until he lets go, and then I can run, okay? So we're gonna assume he grabs us, we're gonna let him hold on. Because if I break out of it, before I hit him, I have to run, right? So he grabs us and pulls us. That's good for us. Break everything you thought you knew about defending yourself, okay? It is good for us if he pulls us in, because as he pulls us in, he adds his power to our little person power, right? Because little people don't attack big people attack little people because it's about power, okay? So he grabs and pulls, elbow strike, up under the chin, and just fortuitously, my elbow also landed on his esophagus. Poor Bob. Okay, so slide in, elbow strike up. All right, so you can see my feet. We're gonna step back again, but then we're gonna shuffle in and slide up with the elbow strike. Love it. You can either shuffle or you can step, either way, but I want you to have forward body momentum as you're doing the elbow strike that goes right up under the chin, okay? Do not practice this on your family members. Don't. All right, ready? Stay back, slide in and up. We want our first posture to be defensive and evaluative, right? I want to be able to evaluate what's on the other side. Ready? Stay back, slide in, elbow strike. Here we go. Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Nice, Dawn. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Two. Two. Goose. Good. Let's try the other side. Step back. Elbow strike. Step back. Elbow strike up. Right, and this looks a lot like you're slicking your hair back, right? But that elbow comes up and it strikes either here or here, right? But you're gonna use a broad surface so you don't miss. Okay, step back, block, slide in, strike. Ready? Hitch. Nay. Song. Chi. Nice. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Ku. Jiu. Yes. Good. All right. Now, let's do a knee strike because it's just classic self-defense, right? Classic self-defense. All right, and they're fun and entertaining to do. All right, so we're gonna reach out and grab. I'm gonna do it with this side so you can see better. We're gonna reach out and grab and hold on. Now, if you pull on somebody, imagine somebody's trying to pull you down. What's the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna pull back. And that action reaction, again, is gonna help us to come up and do the knee strike. There's a big, I almost think it's a misnomer to be able to hit somebody in the groin because men are so used to protecting the groin for their entire life because it hurts a lot, right? So two things about the groin, it's not always the best target because people are used to protecting it, and you could just make somebody really, really mad when you hit certain places, right? If you hit me in the solar plexus, you're just gonna make me really, really mad and I become much more dangerous, okay? All right, and I learned that when a 10-year-old girl like just accidentally knocked me in the solar plexus and I had to just hold back because it instantly sent me to this other place, all right? So reach out, grab, knee strike. And again, on all of these, I am not looking for form, I am looking for like aggressive power, defensive power, save your life power. Reach out, grab, knee strike. Reach out, grab, knee strike. Hitch. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Ku. Jiu. This. Switch. Other side. Grab and knee. Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Ku. Jiu. Yes. Good. All right. Now, we're going to take a little smartness out of our katas, right? So when we're in Seisan and we do that break, that I don't think so section, it's about getting out of a hold. Getting out of a hold. You don't always have to punch somebody in the face. It's just a choice. You can. My gi is all weird. That's why I'm doing these like weird body motions. My gi is like all sweaty and weird. All right. You don't have to hit somebody. This is your personal choice. You can get out of a situation without doing that. And I had a situation where drunk guy at a party grabbed my hand. I knew some Aikido. I went like this. and I just got him off my hand and I kept walking, right? So there's all kinds of different levels of self-defense, all right? So we're gonna take our hand and you're going to pull it in. You're gonna do, it's not really a bicep curl, it's more of a pull back, right? And a twist, because that grab, if you grab your own wrist and you expose, right? And you turn it towards you, you're gonna see where the fingers come together, okay? And that's the easiest place to escape a grab, okay? And if you can get the thin part of your hand to come out, right? This, to turn your hand so that the thin part, instead of this, okay, is easier. However, big guy, bigger than you, forcing down with locks his arm and forces down, there's nothing you're gonna do to do a fancy thing. This is drunk guy, not thinking straight, grabs you, you don't wanna be grabbed, you get out of it. Person with bad intent, you have to damage them to make them think ow, to make them let go, right? So just know that there are different levels for different things, all right? So we are doing step back into a cat stance, get out of it, okay? Arm out straight, they've grabbed you, step back, twist. Step back and twist. And if all you succeed in doing is pulling them towards you, then punch them in the face at the same time. So we'll practice just the get out, and then we'll add the punch. Ready? So pull, boom, pull, bang, each. Nei, song, chi, go, rook, siege, hatch, coup, ju. Now, other side, pull back, cat stance, each, nei, song, chi, go, rook, siege, hatch, coup, ju. Yes. Good. All right, now pull back, punch. Pull back, punch. Each. Nei. Song. Chi. Now, as far as escalation is concerned, you're trying to get out of it without conflict. Low level didn't work, strike, retreat, okay? Pull back, punch, each. Nei. Head up, eyes forward. You gotta stare them down. Having the confidence to defend yourself has a lot to do with if you will defend yourself. And if there was a time that you didn't defend yourself because you didn't know this information, that's not your fault. Right? And if you ever want to talk to me about it, there's an open door for you to do so, okay? Pull back, punch, back to ready, each. Nei, song, chi, go, rook, siege, hatch, coup, ju. Yes. Other side, step back, punch. Pull back, punch. Nei. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Siege. Hatch. Coup. Ju. Yes. Good. All right. Now, a grab from behind, or even an annoyance from behind. All right. Grab from behind, elbow strike, hammer fist. Okay. We're just going to do, again, we're going to do one thing and then add the other thing. Okay. So grab from behind. We're going to drop our stance to make ourselves super, super stable. And in the dropping, we're gonna slide. If they're farther away and we had to travel, we could. If they're already right here, we're gonna drop an elbow strike. Let's do that, because that feels more realistic. I feel like they wouldn't grab me from way back there, okay? So we're right here. And if I don't know that it's rare, but it's not helpful. It's not so helpful. If somebody grabs you straight from behind, right? Or if they grab you and you can feel them on one side, that determines you're gonna do the elbow strike to the near side, okay? So drop, set, elbow strike, okay? So that you are super stable in your strike, okay? Ready? Drop, elbow strike. Drop, elbow strike. And if you want to have your hand vertical and push with the other one, that is perfectly fine with me. All right, so drop, elbow strike. And I'm not going to use a cat stance here. I want both feet flat on the floor. Go so you can see me. Ready? Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Straight back. Sich. Hutch. Ku. Jim. Yes. Other side. Elbow strike back. Drop down. Elbow. Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hutch. Ku. Ju. Yes. Good. Now back to the first side. We're not going to worry about adding the other hand, but we are going to do an elbow, and then we're going to drop down to a hammer fist because they are going to be on one side. You're going to go 1, 2. I don't think this is too much of it when you do, this one's fine. All right, so 1, and then straight down 2 with a hammer fist, okay? And we're gonna add one extra thing. After we do a couple to practice, I want you to orient yourself so that your back is to the attacker and your front is to the door, so that you can go 1, 2, and run away, and run to the door, okay? So if they've grabbed this way, now they've let go, right? And it is your it's your legal obligation to run. So hit hard, yell loud, run fast, okay? So elbow strike, hammer fist, elbow strike, hammer fist. We'll do 10 on one side, 10 on the other side, okay? And on the last 5 on each side, we're gonna run. Okay, so we'll do 5 practice, then you'll orient to the door, and we'll run for the last 5. Okay, so face me for the first 5. Pick a side. Each. 1, 2. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Turn. Rook. Run. Sich. Hutch. Ku. No. Run. Add an audible if you can, if there's nobody around. Ju. Oats. All right, other side. I think that was 5. Might have been 4. Okay, other side. Elbow, hammer, elbow, hammer, straight down. Solar plexus, groin, right? That's your targeting. Middle, low. Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Turn. Rook. And run. Sich. you, I'm not a fast runner. I would do more than this. Hotch. We're doing this really, really well. Cool. Joe. This. All right. One thing that I thought was such good self-defense information, I learned it on Oprah, was never to be taken to a secondary location, right? One location is bad. If the person has intent, a second location is always exponentially worse. So never, ever, ever allow yourself to be taken to a second location. Okay, so let's do this. I think this one's kind of a fun one, all right? So if the person is, let's say this is an arm, okay? And they're grabbing you from behind, okay? So they're grabbing you from behind. What you're gonna do is raise your hand like you really, really know the answer, and you're gonna come around. I'm gonna do it this way. They're gonna come around, and what'll happen is you'll end up grabbing their arm in your armpit, okay? So you're gonna come around. Whoop, see if I can do it. Maybe I'll do it from over here. There we go. All right, so you're gonna come around. You're gonna make a fool of yourself with the stupid fool, no. All right, so you're gonna come up. Their arms are there. You're gonna step around and come down, and you're gonna hit them with the other one. And in fact, we're gonna elbow them on the way by, all right? So you're gonna raise your hand like you really know the answer. You're gonna come around, hit them in the chin with the elbow, and then come around and grab their arm. And now you can punch them in the face too, because that's where they are, okay? So you're gonna go step up, raise your hand, step across between you, come around, all right? So you're gonna pick one of these two things. You're either gonna elbow them as you go by, or you're gonna grab their arm and punch them in the face. Either way, all right, so let's practice both. Step, elbow them as you go by, as you turn, okay? Let's do five of those, ready, each. Knee, keep going the same way. Song, and you have to get high enough to get over their arm because their arms are on your shoulders. Chi. Whip that elbow across, ready? Now that you're getting it, wham! Because you are not looking to see who this is. You know they're a threat. Go. Rook. Let's keep going. I like this one. Siege. Get him, get him, get him. Hotch. Coup. Joe. Us. Okay, so if you weren't watching, if I'm close, boom. It's a devastating blow to the head. So we don't do this to people. If we don't know who they are or we like them, we don't do this one. If we like them, I'm gonna stay on the same side. We'll go to the other side later. If we like them, we're gonna go this way so we can see them and then decide. Then decide, you jerk, you scared me. All right, so around, palm heel strike. I can stop right there if I like them. Okay, ready? Come around, high, strike. Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Siege. Hotch. Coup. Sometimes just random little things are funny to me. I thought to myself, make them have a Muppet face. Make them have a Muppet face. Okay, sorry. All right, now, the other side, because you really don't know which side's gonna work. Maybe you have groceries in this arm or something, okay? So you're gonna look, you're in close, elbow strike comes across, okay? Step between you and the aggressor. Ready? Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Does anybody else think there is no way I would do this with my non-aggressive side, my non-dominant side? I'm exponentially worse on this side. Go. Rook. But I bet I'm gonna like the other one, okay? Siege. Hutch. Coup. Jew. Yes. Good. And I think I told you this, guys, last week, but last week I added a link to the website that has a link to Century Martial Arts. So you can get one of the standing bags. It's this size, but it's a cylinder. They have the bob. I could put the bob guy on there, but I think that the cylinder dude is if you're gonna spend a couple $100, I think the cylinder's more versatile. All right, so ready? Now we're gonna go step, high, punch, or palm heel strike. So we're gonna either punch or palm heel strike with the heel of your palm. Pull your fingers back and you just drive right up into their face. And what'll happen is you're coming across, boom, makes it really easy. This one's coming now, makes it easy for that one to go up. I like doing it, right, so Jamie says she likes doing self-defense on both sides because you never know which side will be needed in reality. And I agree with that. Some techniques, I agree with that. In the kids class, we only teach the dominant side because we don't want them to get confused. And when you teach a self-defense class to a small amount of people for a short amount of time, you want the possibility of retention to be high. So you only teach one thing in high repetition. In a karate class, because of your skill sets, you should be able to learn both sides and be able to have a better ability to choose. But I will tell you from my experience, because we did a Rad for Women training class, and I thought I would have all this cognitive ability when the guys were attacking me. It goes out the window. It goes out the window. And I was like, okay, so you only want me to use like 80% of my power? She's like, yep, just 80%. There was no 80%. And there were no skills that they taught me. It was only karate skills, things that I really, really learned, the poor guy, right? So instead of doing whatever it is they taught me, right, I went, boom! I stepped around and I did a spinning back fist and landed on the poor guy's head. They did a drop with me. They grabbed me and dropped. And so my concept is go with the flow. Idiot guy didn't let go, right? And so he dropped me and I rolled, right? Because the door was over there. I have better cognitive awareness than most people in that situation, right? So we dropped to the ground and I'm like, door, roll. I was gonna keep going in the motion, but he held on to me so tight, my neck went, whoosh. They really thought they hurt me. So I was relatively okay after. I still did the other stuff. But if in a high impact, dangerous situation, you will not think. You will go with what you know. And my goal, my only number one goal is A, you defend yourself, and B, you do something. Do something, because it's 1,000 times percent better than nothing. All right, so where are we? We're here. Boom, bang. Nope, we're the other way. Boom, boom, because now I get to hit him with my right hand. Okay, ready? Turn, strike. All right, ready? 1, 2. Nice. See, now we get to use our dominant hand to strike with. Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. rook, siege, hatch, two, oops, should look at them, two, oops, good. All right, so let's do a braced elbow strike, which is a fantastic defensive maneuver, okay? So you're gonna grab, these are so good to demonstrate though. You're gonna basically grab their ear, okay? Is he in the thing? Yep, okay. So you're gonna grab the side of their face and elbow strike. So you're gonna grab, elbow, okay? You can use the broad part of your arm. You could use just the tip. I would use as much surface area as you could get a hold of, okay? So we're gonna step back into a back stance and slide up into a braced elbow strike. Let's move a little. I changed that. Let's move a little. Let's move forward with it, okay? Ready? So stick that arm out there. Use the reverse side. So put your left leg and arm forward. Elbow strike with the back side. Elbow strike. Elbow strike. Now, it's really common for us to come up and over this way for some reason. I don't know why that's comfortable. But what I want you to do is I want you to use your grounded feet and come up and in, right? So that you feel it driving from the floor to the target, not over, you don't have to go over their arm, right? You have a clear shot in this imagined scenario. Ready? Go. Set in your feet. They can slide and shuffle, but keep under you. One more set. Grab a quick drink. How's everybody doing? Are we all good? Are you heading out, Jamie? Okay, have a great night. Is everybody good? Thumbs up if we're good. Hey, buddy. Nice. All right. So let's get back. All right, let's get back into it. Hey, Jess. All right. All right. Another good self-defense technique is a groin strike, but with the top of your foot, okay? So we did the knee before, and usually in our karate style or Japanese style, we use the ball of the foot. But in this case, you're gonna use that roundhouse kick foot, and you're gonna do like a kickball kick, right? So you're gonna come up with that pointed toe, works well if you have a shoe on or whatever, okay? So we have our guard up, okay? And we're gonna kick and then come back down. Each. Knee. Song. G. Go. Rook. Siege. Hatch. Coup. Jump. Switch. Kick. Up. Point. Like you're kicking a soccer ball, like you're the goalkeeper and you're kicking that goal kick or a drop kick. Whoosh. All the way to the other end of the field. Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Rock. Seach. Hutch. Ku. Joe. Yes. Good. All right, now, another, we did an elbow strike that went back this way, but we can also do an elbow strike if we know they're straight behind us and we're not necessarily intending to turn around and face them, okay? Then we would do the elbow strike. Have you ever done the backstroke when you're swimming and you need to turn your arm to get it to go a certain way, right? So put your hand out, put your thumb down, put your hand out and pull your arm back. And I want you to see where that goes. That would hit him in the tricep, right? So, but now if you put your thumb down and you pull the elbow back, it allows your elbow and your hand to travel up by your ear, which if I had Bob set up a little taller, right? Be able to see that better, but I'll just be short and show you, okay? So if Bob is grabbing me from behind, I can feel where he's at, okay? I'm gonna feel his body more on one side than the other. So I can go here and then come up straight to hit him with this back part of my elbow, okay? Elbows are such good self-defense weapons, but you have to be nearby. You have to be really close to somebody to use them, okay? All right, so thumb down, elbow high, thumb down, elbow high. Ready? Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Ku. Ju. Yes. Arm out. Thumb down. Pull back. Thumb down. Pull back. Ready? Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Ku. Ju. Yes. Good. All right, so we had an elbow that went up. We've had an elbow that went sideways. We've done this one. We've done that one. We've used a lot of elbows, haven't we? Okay, now let's do a little bit more with our palm heel strike, okay? So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. We're gonna move with it, and we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, step. Palm heel strike right up under the chin. Right up under the chin. Let's move with it. Ready? Go. So now, as you're doing that strike, you can keep it going up if you're particularly short. You can also drive it straight in, right? If I have glasses, have these wicked little things on them. So just because somebody has glasses on doesn't mean you can't hit them in the face, right? A poke to the eyes, or we're gonna do a palm heel strike like that to the glasses. Is that a super violent, awful thing to do to somebody? Yes, it is a super violent, awful thing to do to somebody, okay? And I don't condone any of this unless your life is in danger, okay? But strike, 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 okay? I'm like at the beach lifeguarding, and I have like these rules in my head about what's acceptable and what's not. And there's these two brothers, one of them did karate, and they escalate to the point where one of them puts his hand on the other kid's face and shoves him with that. And that is 100% unacceptable to me, even if you like a person, you know? Because to me, a hand on the face is a no-go. Unless you're trying to defend yourself, you don't do it, right? A man who grabs a woman by the neck and walks her around, absolutely not. Warning sign, we don't date people like that. Do you know? Somebody who is mean to you, no one has the right to hurt you. No one has the right to hurt you. And so I want you to rid yourself of victim language. And by that, I mean, it is acceptable to have been the target of somebody's aggression or mean behavior. But when you consider yourself a victim, to me in that language, you accept blame for the activity, like you had a role to play. If somebody was mean to you, you can't control somebody else's behavior. So rid yourself of blame language and victim mentality. Take responsibility for your parts in a situation, and also put the responsibility for other people's parts on them, right? So don't own something that isn't yours. To me, that's what victim language is. We could have probably a pretty long conversation about what that is, but to me, separate those two things. Separate the responsibility for behaviors, and you'll really move forward with that. All right, so here we go. Strike, strike, strike to the glasses. Strike, strike, strike to the glasses. 1, 2, 3. Okay, go. All right, change your hands so you're striking to the eyes, right? So we were doing palm heel strikes. Now you're gonna do fingers. We teach the kids like this. I would probably go like that. I would probably, whatever feels strong in your hands, if you wanna brace your fingers, that's perfectly fine. I think the reason I don't is because I want a little bit of that reach, and I know I can be tight and strong with my fingers. So it depends. If you can be strong this way, then reach that way. If you feel like you need a little support, right, or you're in close to somebody, take the support. Okay, so practice both. Fingers together first time through. Fingers apart, pick which one you like best. Go. 1, 2, 3. Next time, release the thumb. Oops. Now do one more and pick the one you like better. Oops. All right, now, what I want you to do is we're gonna drive a little bit, and I want you to either, as you move, experiment with different moves that we did tonight that felt good to you, or pick one move and do it all the way, and then go back and pick a different move and do it all the way. So you could do different individual moves if you have a good concept, or if you would rather like focus on one thing. I will focus on one thing so you have something to copy. I'm gonna do reverse punches to the nose, right? If you wanna do a variety, you do a variety. Go. Now I'm gonna do a braced elbow strike. Now I'm gonna do a knee strike. Grab, pull in, knee. Nice job, New Jersey. All right, now I'm gonna slide up and do an elbow strike. Under the chin, under the chin. All right, now I'm gonna slide back and do an elbow strike. Elbow strike. All right, now I'm gonna do an elbow strike that turns around, and then somehow I'm gonna figure out how to do an elbow. I think I'll just do it right here. I'm gonna go elbow strike, boom, elbow strike. I guess I'll move away because I'm turning. Okay, so elbow strikes behind. That one was weird. All right, let's get back together. Nice job. I had this, I don't know if it's a funny thought, but I was thinking, you know, karate is really a warrior culture. And as a warrior culture, we inherently, because of what we do, we inherently believe in the importance and the power of protecting ourselves and protecting the ones in our care, right? I don't know if any of you guys were here when we did Gatekeeper with the Sifus, and we had to do it until we all were in one accord, right? Till we were all together, because in order to be in accord, to know where each other is, to have this like understanding of where your family is, you have to know where they are before you can protect them. And so it was just this kind of beautiful dojo moment when we were all working together. And thanks for turning the fan on at 7 o'clock. It's all good. All right. So thank you guys for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this little bit of different twist on what we do. And as martial artists, we should all be great at self-defense, and we should all be great at defending each other. Hands beat together. Arigato. Nice job.